My golden child sister stole my money to buy a new phone. So I returned the car that my parents bought for her and kept the money. My parents have always treated me and my sister differently for as long as I can remember. Whenever there was a fight, they would always take her side. When we were 8, she broke the antique vase that held my grandmother's ashes. It was very dear to my mother and she knew she was in trouble, so she blamed it on me. I tried telling them that I was in my room when it happened, but they didn't listen. I was grounded for a whole week while my sister was rewarded with her favorite food for telling them the truth. They also wouldn't celebrate my birthday because they were too busy working. But they would always go all out for my sister's birthday, and buy her whatever presents she asked for. Even though her demands got ridiculous at times, like wanting the latest phone at just 12 years of age, my parents never said no to her. Meanwhile, if I wanted to get new clothes to wear, I had to beg and do chores for a whole week. You see, my parents considered our grades to be the most important thing in the world. She would always get the highest grade in school, so my parents would praise her nonstop. I really tried to match her performance by working hard, but never did as well. So they would always tell me things like, maybe if you learned more from your sister, you wouldn't be such a disappointment. And my sister kept on taking advantage of their favoritism. Things like snatching the TV remote from me and taking my toys but never sharing hers were normal. But she also went too far sometimes. One time, I was really excited for my school field trip and spent the entire week preparing for it. My sister saw that, and decided to sabotage me by lying to my parents. She told them that I had been peeping on the girls' washroom in school, and to my surprise, they believed her without even checking for proof. They never called the school to confirm, and simply decided to punish me by not allowing me to go on the trip. That day, I realized that my parents were never going to take my side. I began spending my time at my friend's house so I wouldn't have to listen to my sister's demands all day long. I also took on a job in high school so I could pay for my own stuff. That was because I never got an allowance like my sister. I was being careful and saving up money because I wanted to move out at 18 and get away from her. For her 16th birthday, my parents bought her a brand new car, and she made sure to rub it in my face. Whenever I had to go somewhere, she would ask me if I wanted a lift, and then proceed to say, "Oops, sorry, I can't waste my fuel on useless people." As time went on, I simply ignored her and kept to myself. There would be days when my parents didn't say a single word to me, but I was more than happy to be ignored rather than punished. Now, my 18th birthday is in a few weeks, and I had saved enough money to make a deposit and rent my own apartment. But I was having trouble looking for a decent place, so that money was being hidden in my room. I would check if it was still there before going to sleep every night, just as a way of feeling secure. But then I made the mistake of talking on the phone when my sister was home and probably listening in. She heard me talk about the apartment, and how I had some money saved up. She instantly barged into my room and asked, "I want to buy a new phone, so do you think you could share some of your money with me?" She had asked the same question to our parents, and they had said no because their finances were running a bit dry. I couldn't believe that she was asking me to hand over money that I had earned on my own, and told her a firm no. I told her that this money was for me, and that if she wanted she could get a job herself. She refused, and got mad at me for suggesting that she should work. Then she ran away and I breathed a sigh of relief, thinking it was over. However, when I came home the next day, I saw my sister holding the new iPhone 15. She was telling our parents that she had bought it with her own money, and they were praising her to be so independent. I immediately rushed to my room, and saw that everything was on the floor. She had searched through all of my belongings, and found the money I had kept hidden. She had taken the exact amount that her new phone would have cost. I rushed back down and screamed at her, telling her to return my money. But my dad got in my way and told me to calm down. I explained to him that she had stolen my money to buy that phone, even though I was saving up for an apartment. I demanded that she return my money right now or else I would report her for theft. But just like always, my parents took her side. They said that she would never lie about something like that, and I was attempting to undermine her efforts. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see my sister smirking as my parents told me to apologize to her. I refused to do what they said, because I was telling the truth. I said I can prove it by showing them my room and how it was ransacked, but they still didn't listen to me. I was appalled to see how they were blind to my sister's antics, and how little they cared about anything I said. I decided that enough was enough, and that I would get my money back one way or another. I knew those three were going on a vacation next week without me, so I waited. I acted like I didn't care that my sister had stolen the money. She would walk by me and taunt me by saying, "I hope your money is safe." But I just replied I hope so too, and kept waiting. The day they went out, I went into her room and took her car keys. I drove to the nearest dealership that bought used cars, and sold it for whatever amount they were willing to give. I'm pretty sure I got less than half of what it was worth, but I didn't care. I had gotten more money than she had stolen from me. Then I rented whatever apartment was available, and moved all my stuff before they came back. I also blocked them and never told them my address, so they have literally no way of contacting me. I regret not being able to see my sister's face when she realized her car was missing, and so was I. I thought I was finally free of that toxic environment, but never did I expect my sister to find me and do something crazy.